Hi everybody, this is Michael from Our Epic RV Adventure. Still sitting at home, ready to go out on the road, but this is Memorial Day weekend, and I'd like to just sit here and talk to you guys a little bit about not only what it really is, but what it means to me. So this is not going to be a video full of laughter and fun stuff, but I do hope you stick around after the intro, and let's honor those who deserve it the most. See you in a second. A lot of people get really upset about, knowing the difference between Memorial Day, Labor Day, and Armed Forces Day. And, a lot of people get upset about when you say, well, Happy Memorial Day, and, well, don't you know what it means, et cetera, et cetera. So, really quick, Memorial Day is a day set aside to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in the defense of our liberties. So it's a day, it's a time to remember them and also their families. Um, Armed Forces Day is a day to remember and celebrate those currently serving, and Veterans Day is a day to celebrate those who have ever served, not just retirees, but for those who ever wore the uniform. Um, we got some dogs barking here in the background, but you know what? That's okay because that's part of the freedoms that we're defending here. So it doesn't have to be, a perfect situation for filming a video. Let's just film a video in America as America is, and as America is for us right here in the backyard of our home in Fayetteville, North Carolina, home of the 82nd Airborne in Fort Bragg. And so, a lot of soldiers left this area, got on a plane at Pope Army Airfield, what used to be called Pope Air Force Base. A lot of soldiers, honestly, since World War II and maybe in World War One, got on a train or a bus or a plane to go somewhere, and they never came back. And that's what this weekend's about. Is people like that, their families remembering those. I mean, look at God granted us a glorious day today, at least here in our hometown. You can hear the birds chirping, there's squirrels running around. There's a slight breeze. It's just amazing. Perfect day, and it was supposed to be raining all weekend, and we haven't got any rain at all here, at least. So I'm thankful for that. This video was done with no script, no bullet points, no storyboard. I'm just going to talk to you from the heart. As a lot of our followers and know, I nearly lost my life in a terrorist bombing overseas a couple of decades ago, and so I think about the 19 of my brothers who were killed that night and didn't come home. And I think about at least the 4 or 5 that I know of that couldn't, that struggled so much with the pain and of that event that they ultimately took their own life and became yet another casualty of that horrific terrorist attack. And I think about all the young men and women who don't have the chance or didn't get the chance to have families, grow old with their significant others, live a full life. I think about the families who lost, in some cases, their only child through whatever war or conflict, since the founding of this country over 200 years ago. It's sobering. Does that mean we shouldn't be, going out on the boats, barbecuing, having cookouts and things like that? Absolutely not. I mean, I've said it before, and I think a lot of people say it. Don't If I die, don't mourn my death. Celebrate it. Um, if I die defending your freedoms to go out and have that barbecue or go out on that boat ride, then please do it. Do that, and just think of me when you do it, and have me along, at least in your thoughts and your hearts. And do that with those people. If you know somebody who was killed in a conflict, you know, take them with you on these trips. Take them with you when you go out and do fun stuff. Um, I know people who they have little mementos they take around with them, and I mean something small you can put in your pocket, and it could be a coin, it could be a photograph that's in a keychain, and they just take it with them, and they'll take it out occasionally and take pictures with it, things like that. That's cool stuff. You're honoring those people, you're remembering them. The worst thing you can do is forget them. If you do have time, swing by pretty much any cemetery out there, and you'll find somebody in it pretty easily, unfortunately, that was killed in action. They'll most likely have an American flag, posted on there, in front of their tombstone. Just take a minute. You don't even have to get out of your car. Just take a minute, drive up, read their name out loud. Read whatever's on that tombstone out loud, and just say thank you. That's all you got to do. Nobody else will probably ever know you did that. I mean, I've done that occasionally too. Nobody else will ever know you did it, but you'll know you did it. It'll make your heart feel good. Keep those memories alive with those people. Um, Here in the background, you can see I'm flying my Air Force flag and my American flag, and fly them proudly. I've had the honor and the solemn duty I've given that folded flag to probably well over 100 families whose loved one either gave the ultimate sacrifice or somehow passed away. And I did that with pride. I did that with a feeling of huge significance. I probably participated in close to 300 military funerals during my 3 years of doing honor guard with the Air Force, and it was an absolute honor to do each and every one of them. I wish none of us had to do any of them, but it was an honor to do that. And if it gave a little bit of comfort and peace to the family for the ceremony we performed, then it was well worth it. And I've had many families come up to me and tell me just that. It's truly life changing. It's just that experience in those 3 years changed the way I act. Period. I mean, not just the way I act towards funerals and respect for people. Just it changed my whole demeanor, changed me as a person, and hopefully for the better. And again, I said this wasn't going to be one of our normal videos that has jokes and some laughter in it and some cut ups. This video is probably not even going to have any edits. I'm just going to let it roll. And so just take the time out. Right now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to jump into, I'm just going to show you a few pictures that I have in my collection. One of them is, and one of the greatest things that I've done in my military career was I had the absolute honor to be part of a reinterment ceremony, if you will. It was remains from a Vietnam War veteran. He was killed in action, and his remains were repatriated back to the States back in the late 80s. So, good, 20 some odd years after he was killed, he was finally laid to rest in his hometown. His last name is Plyman. And I'll put a little bit of information about him in the description below. But I'll tell a quick story on it before I show some of the pictures. Um, if you've ever, I don't have mine on right now, but if you ever see a lot of people wear, and they're usually a red bracelet, sometimes they're gold, metal bracelet, and it has the name of somebody who's either missing in action or killed in action. Well, one of the members of my honor guard team, he actually had Airman Plyman's bracelet. Just sheer coincidence. Sheer coincidence. And when he was selected for the detail, he told us about it, and he asked if he could give it to the family, and that's what we did. We presented the flag, and he presented that bracelet and said, I don't have to wear this anymore because he's home. Maybe I will edit some of this. You know, I've given flags to 20 some odd year old mothers because their equally aged husband was laying in a casket, and twin little boys were going to grow up without their father. Things like that aren't easy, but I didn't do them because they were easy. I didn't do them because they were fun, for sure. I did them because it was the right thing to do, and I wanted them to get. I wanted these families to get the very best military funeral they could possibly get, and I knew that meant that I had to step up my game and those around me to give them the best, because that's what they deserve. They deserve way more than the best we could give. They really do. But as you go out and about on your Memorial Day weekend, you know, try not to tell a veteran Happy Memorial Day, because there's really nothing happy about Memorial Day. But at the same time, like I said, we need to celebrate those people, and we celebrate through remembrance. We don't celebrate through forgetting them. So remember them and what you do. Even if it's putting up a flag, set a place at your picnic table for one. Even if you don't know a name, just set a place on your picnic table and just put a little note or a little sign on it, and says, for those who couldn't come home. I mean, just something that simple really means a lot. Hey, maybe it'll catch on, and a lot of other people will do it too, and we'll start a movement. If not, that's okay too. Let's keep the people in mind who gave that ultimate sacrifice. And like I've said in some of my daily devotions, for those of you who watch my daily devotions on my personal channel, don't just remember the people who lost their lives, but remember their families, because they're the ones who live with it every day. So with that, I think that's enough heaviness for now. And I really appreciate. I hope you guys watched it at this point. Let's take a look at some pictures and maybe some video, if I can find it, of someone who gave the ultimate sacrifice, and then we'll come back here and we'll wrap it up. again, thank you guys for sticking with me and watching this video. It was actually really hard to put together. Old wounds sometimes never heal, and unfortunately, that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm thankful for the many blessings the Lord has given me, including the ability to sit here and talk to you guys. So thank you all for watching. I've met Shelly and I have met a lot of people through our YouTube channel, and we consider a lot of them, very dear, lifelong friends, and we're very thankful for those. Definitely unexpected outcome of having a YouTube channel for sure. But I will say to our friends and our family, because in our mind, friends and family mean the same thing. Thank you guys for supporting us and giving us encouragement and guidance and advice. And again, this is not a fun video, not a funny video either, but I'd really appreciate it if you kind of share it out with people and let's kind of get the word out. Maybe we can start a movement with that, setting a place at the table. You don't have to do it every meal, but that'd be nice. Just keep those who can't come home ever. Just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your Memorial Day weekend. And as always, we hope to see you down the road.